Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to Series 6 webinar on Path to Success through Affordable Education in Europe, especially in Germany. STC Office of Collaboration is keep on helping students to provide accurate information about overseas education through our partners. Because of this pandemic time, there are many questions arises about higher education in abroad, whether to do it or not. To clear all our doubts and queries, we have selected Mrs. Nikita GADHIA, Principal Consultant, Exponent Consultant Services, USA. She is a specialist and research in the field of higher education in Germany and Europe. She has rich 19 years of experience and counseled closely 25,000 students. Ms. Gadhia has delivered lecture on this topic in 125 Indian universities and institutions. We are really glad to have with her today. On behalf of STC family, I extend a very warm welcome to you, ma'am. Also, I would like to welcome each and everyone to this webinar. Over to you, ma'am.
Hi, can you all see me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, because wonderful. Very good evening to everyone. Very good evening from my side because it's still not dawn at my end. But I'm excited to connect to the students of Manly and quite some people from also different parts of India. Thank you very much, Dinah ma'am. Wonderful action. And here I would mention that it was also wonderful personally visiting St. Joseph College in Manly, February. So just a couple of weeks before the lockdown started, and I feel very blessed that Reverend Father Wilfred D'Souza and Father D'Souza, along with Principal Dr. D'Souza, have constant touch with me before the event. Message to be. Just 1 second. I'm trying. Can you hear me well?
Yes, yes. Still more louder, ma'am.
Okay, I'm trying. I'm trying.
Yes. It's better, it's better.
It's better, okay, because the voice is the most important. Give me,
Exactly.
give me 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
Is the volume better now? Can you hear me well now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Jelson, and for intimating this. I was just trying to say that I'm very thankful to St. Joseph for inviting me in February 2020, a little before lockdown started, and personally connected with the students and the management team, Father Wilfred D'Souza, Father Rohit DeCosta, and Principal Dr. Rio D'Souza, been in touch with me even after lockdown began. is an app to use. So we begin. This is going to be quite a detailed session, and I've worked very hard to bring in all the so that you get a complete information. I'm trying to get at the current scenario of India. If you look at it, that the current economic outlook is. Can you hear me now?
But little disturbance.
Little disturbance.
Now it's fine, I guess.
Okay. Okay, so let me know if I have to re-speak a sentence or something, because the voice is important and you need to connect to the presentation and to what I'm speaking. So here I'm trying to bring in the economic scenario right now, especially after what has happened, the corona, the global pandemic, not just affecting India, US, Germany, and unfortunately, it is currently sliding into depression, which is not such a good thing. And what we all want, or what we are striving for, is progress. And what does progress look like for us? Progress looks like working hard, our own efforts on our own platform, and hard. One of the couple of statistics that I would share with you, and this is across India, that the problem is not just unemployability, it is about getting jobs. So there are a lot of students who might get jobs, but it's not about jobs, and the number is rising. The reason why I bring that into picture is to importance to study more and more relevant subjects and topics that are relevant to national. And this can be clubbed, or this is a very vital factor getting proper good job and being successful in the future. Fun stuff that I do not know how many. My voice is loud from. Can you not hear? I got a message.
Mom, no, it's fine, Mom. You continue.
Okay, somebody sent a message. Okay, so one of the things is that if we broaden our outlook, we will be able to see things from a different perspective. Sharing the example of a shark fish, the shark fish, which we all know is a ginormous structure, but we never knew that if we get that little shark fish in a goldfish pot, it'll remain that big only. What implies is that broaden our horizons, we can reach Abha Kadam, getting messages, but I'm on full volume here. Can the host do something to my? I'm full volume. Can we increase the volume? Host, can you increase my volume by any chance? Because I'm echoing here. Here.
Mom, now it's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's audible.
Okay. Okay. Because somebody calls me.
Yeah, he
Fine.
said he's able to hear now.
Okay, good. I appreciate. Let's go ahead. One of the tried and tested methods of expanding our horizons in life is to step broad, to step outside our comfort zone. Outside our comfort zone, each individual person. And one of the tried and tested method for students all over the world is studying. Earlier, studying abroad was only connected to countries which few access or have access to. But right, let us just understand what are reasons to study, advantages. It grows our personality. We connect to international. We respect the value of precision. We strengthen our leadership skills, which is a very vital job market, key skills, new career paths. So gone are days, so 20 years back, the same path or was used. I'm using that same path, reaching probably nowhere. Paths, which I will explain in detail. It's much easier to success and network, which is a very vital success. Now, what are the study abroad statistics? Study abroad statistics shows that most of the people, but mostly like to visit the country that I'm sitting in. But if you know, visas are released for now. When I was visiting St. Joseph in February, I was saying that it's getting difficult. Now it's completely released. So students are looking for opportunities which is also cost effective and high in quality. And did you know how many students go abroad each year? Then students plus go each year. So that's the market, but it's different. That's the student each year. Germany is topping up charts primarily because people used to think, oh, to study German, one has to speak German. That's not the case. Let us look at the reasons why we consider German. First and foremost, it's highly affordable education. It's very, very, I would say, almost free to affordable education, highest quality education. And 80% plus of the institutions or the universities of their state universities and offers scholarship. The other 20%, they do charge fees, but even fees is much lower as compared to the institution. There are a variety of courses to choose from, and therefore thousands of people are German expansion of growth. And gone are the days when we used to think to study German is only German. English is the medium of instruction in German, especially fields that you're looking at, which is engineering, all facets of engineering. So it's in English. Education is in English. It's a very friendly environment, a very beautiful country. Bangalore is also very beautiful, but Germany is also a beautiful country. And we club these together in experience of a lifetime. This is the map of Germany, and there are 16 states and very strong governance over universities that lie in the state. Little did we these inventions stem from Germany, whether it's X-ray or car, airbag, MP3 player, and so many Nobel Prizes are given German citizens, Nobel Prizes that come from Germany. You still see me? You can still hear me?
Yes, ma'am, yes. But
Okay, and you can see me.
hello?
You can see me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So one of the top companies that hire Indian students or international students, and that too a very big, sizable number that ranges in across all sectors, from Volkswagen, Daimler, Aldi, name it, and companies hire students. One of the other reason to look towards Germany is also the amount of funding that these German universities receive. It's in millions of euros. I do not know how many current value, how much is 1 euro. Close to 90 rupees. It's 88 point something, so 90 rupees per euro. And if you're talking of millions and billions of euros that gets funding at the German universities, it means that much amount is coming from projects or at the German universities and available to the students at in your relevant field. There are various German universities that are amongst the top international. And let us now look at the education system of Germany. So German system is a little complicated, and that's the reason to dissect it easier. Firstly, we have diploma, bachelor's. So diploma, if you listen to the word diploma, one might think it's diploma. It's not the case. It's master's degree. So there is school, then bachelor's, master's, and PhD, but a little varied kind of thing, but mostly same like the way we have here. The traditional universities are universities where you do research and also get funding and the ability to go in PhD. The University of Applied Sciences is helpful for students who are mainly at practical solutions or practical applications. For is my voice still not clear? Is it big?
Ma'am, please hang on. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, voice variation and lots of disturbance, ma'am. It's not really clear.
Okay. I'm trying to log in from another device because I have done my best. Let's see.
Yeah, now you speaking is fine. We can hear.
Okay, let me do something. I'm also for the speaker. I'm trying to please allow me access through one. Can you see me and hear me better now?
Yeah, now it's fine.
It's better. You can see me. Can you hear me better?
Yes.
Okay. So if the IT guy could just allow me access on my device. So if you would have, do you want to repeat the education system? Was it clear when I spoke about the traditional universities and the universities of applied sciences? Okay, I will just repeat. The traditional universities are universities where one can research and go PhD if he wishes to. Universities of applied sciences are universities which are, which means there will be a lot of hands-on experience or internships or really long-term internships like up to 6 months or even so technical universities are very engineers especially, and the way the ranking is done at German university is that one you score one is the best, and when down it's four, grades are like just about satisfactory. So that's how the grading system works. German university also allows the opportunity for students with special needs assistance. They give them equal chances and opportunity. Also can see the teaching of the study, which is a big benefit for students who are passionate in studying. the ranking stands very high at German universities, and various universities have so many. Each of the university will have so many prize laureates or somebody of those in funding. Somebody might have still not. Can you unmute me? The host, can you unmute me? Host, can you unmute me?
Yeah.
Host, can you unmute me, please? You have muted me. Host, can you unmute me? Host, can you unmute me, please? Yes. Is it better?
I'm sure you can hear now. Maybe the YouTube.
You can hear me now? You can hear me now? Okay. Abha says yes. Dynamic. Shall I go ahead with the presentation?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, you can hear me now.
Yes.
Okay. Shall I go ahead with the presentation?
Yes.
All right. So we are here at the German universities, and you can also see me, right?
Yes.
So, German universities.
Ma'am, we are not able to hear you.
On my side, it's full on, and I can
So,
see
hello.
it at some device. I use and using prices and very often. Good. Shall we proceed?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, now it's better, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So I'll proceed ahead.
Yes, now it's better. Yeah. Please continue, ma'am.
Okay, so I was talking about the German universities, and some of the highlights that these universities have is some of the universities might have a big number of local laureates that sit in their premises. Other set of universities might have hundreds of programs running under the umbrella of one university. And some other universities might have millions of books and they might say, we are just about a good university. So Germans are pretty humble about what they speak, and it's all about constructive work and getting good productive results. The master's is 120 credits. The good thing is that for your dissertation, 30 points are awarded. So when we talk about 120 points, 60 points are for the first year, 60 points for the second year. And within 60 points, entire 30 points are given to your dissertation. I think that is a very wonderful idea that you can speak about your final project to a group of panelists and explain to them, right, rather than writing in black and white and getting so many points. So the chances of getting a very high percentage when you're graduating is also very high. I'm just speaking about the doctoral programs, that there are also various possibilities of doing a doctoral program in Germany, and there is more than one way to do a PhD in Germany. There is the traditional PhD, then there is individual PhD programs, and there are also structured PhD programs which offer a lot of funding to the student who's studying. Now, I would like to reiterate here that gone are the days when we could not study this or that in Germany. In today's times, we can study from advertising to mechatronics and from logistics to fashion design in Germany. Our slide can only contain so many courses. I've highlighted only this much, but please bear in mind that there is everything possible to study. We had students who've gone in for engineering, all forms of engineering, mechanical, civil, aeronautical, you name it, and students have gone for that kind of engineering, but also for economics, English literature, and so on and so forth, management here. So robotics is a very popular program, information engineering, print media technologies, which can be a part of engineering, is also being taught at the German universities. And so is the case for master study program in Germany, from structural engineering to sports sciences to math. It's true. I'm trying to reduce one, okay? Is it better?
Yes.
Okay. We're also revising what we went through. German kind of, so the highlights of the university's master's program, bachelor's, the fields available, master's, the fields available. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight each and every field and try to show you unique courses that are available over and above the normal courses that are available. Okay, so normal courses that are available are all there at the German universities. But here I'm trying to highlight also specific, very unique courses in each of the fields. So it could be applicable for you or your sister or your friend or somebody. But just to give you an idea that all of these unique programs are available. So for engineering, they range from lightning design to architectural design, space engineering, advanced signal processing, analytical instruments, or automation and IT. Within engineering, there is also digital engineering, water engineering, power, financial engineering, network production engineering, web engineering. So there are hundreds or probably close to 1,000 opportunities that we can find in each of the super specialization that you're looking at. When we say engineering, it's already a super specialization that you've chosen for yourself. Robotics are robotic systems engineering, autonomous systems or bionics, or engineering and sustainable technology management, which focuses on the digital industry. So that then let's look at the industry 4.0, where we are having artificial intelligence, data science, machine learning, masters in management of technology, enhanced learning, and so on. So there are so many options that are available for each and every student from every. Now, just looking at data science. Data science is suddenly picked up really big in India. But did you know that big data is not in India? And now it's going to come in the next couple of years, and it has million more opportunities than just data science. So there's big data, artificial intelligence, life science informatics, or analytics and decision sciences, language sciences and technology, and so on. Now, focusing on automobile, the options on automobile, there is design and development in automotive and mechanical engineering, management and engineering in CAM, as they call it, computer aided mechanical engineering, automotive engineering, And within mechanical engineering, there are so many other options that are. Then there is material sciences and nanosciences. There is nanotechnology, material chemistry and mineralogy, computational mechanics, science and technology of materials, and so on. And now civil and structure. The options, the normal options are there, and the other special options are management and engineering and structural engineering and risk management, computational methods in civil engineering, natural hazards and risks in structural engineering. Within chemical technology, we can have chemical and bioprocess engineering, chemistry, biomedicine, bioengineering, microbiology, biological sciences. And now for all those students who are looking at management, so you can even do engineering management, which is a big trend now, because all the engineering companies need managers who have engineering background and can handle and manage the engineers under them. So you can study small enterprise promotion and training, business consulting. When we say small enterprise, it's not small in any sense. It's like up to 500 million euros of size, and that's really big by any standards. Leadership in international organization or labor policies, strategic management, and so on. Now looking at management and entrepreneurship, it could be developing and emerging markets. Did you know the big funga that India is having with China? So when China gets closed down, India is going to boom with a lot of other things, but if tapped right. So here, if somebody has done an MBA in business in developing and emerging markets, then those people are in big demand. The other set of people that would be in big demand would be the food science and consumer studies, especially now with all this corona and everything. I mean, apart from there are so many other things that one has to keep in mind as a management of a food chain or franchisee or something. So those are the kind of fields that are going to boom in a very, very big way. So there is so much opportunity that there's also opportunity in engineering management. As I repeated, there are a lot of companies, more than 7,500 companies that need engineers, but with a management mindset. In subjects in math, math is considered earlier in the earlier days that you can only study math, then go in engineering. It's not like that. You can study math and just specialize in it with scientific computing, quantitative finance, mathematical physics, modeling and simulation techniques, and so on. And they are the people big in demand, with the fields like stock market, all the companies that need analytical skills. So even if you're an engineer with very strong analytical skills, you can specialize in this, actual sciences, and so on. Now looking at physics, there is applied engineering physics, astro and particle physics. If you know the various scientists that have specialized in it, or functional materials or cyber physical systems. Now these are the fields that have yet not landed in India. But if you want to pursue that, you will be the people big in demand and people will be running after you. The global change, geography, the climate change and all the problems that are happening, these are the people in demand. Now looking at biology, you can change career paths to biology as well, and there is metabolomics, behavioral neurology, physical biology, and human biology, or just if you wanted to pursue plain biology or specialization in biology. Now here, please keep in mind that I'm trying to give you all the kind of unique courses that are available in addition to the normal courses that are available. So normal courses are available, and these are the other top-on unique courses that are available in the various fields, applicable for you or for your friends or cousin, whoever. In biotechnology, there's pharmaceutical biotechnology, master biology, biological resources. Within pharmacy, there is advanced safety sciences for medicines, biotech, pharmacoeconomics, pharmacovigilance, and so much more. And there is so little that we can bring in each of the slide, but there is a truckload of information in each of these fields and options available. Now, sports sciences. Sports sciences has its unique space and place now in today's world with more and more money coming into sports, whether it's cricket, football, soccer, you name it, they do not want the players to be injured. And therefore, these fields are now getting a lot of importance and a lot of money is also there in these kind of jobs. So high performance sport, human technology in sports and medicine, exercise sciences, and so on. Food technology. Earlier, food was only constricted to mamas being in the kitchen or the girls who didn't get any other subject to study and they would just do home science or things like that. Not anymore. Food technology is a very big field, and there are some blended fields like food biotechnology, which is not available anywhere else but in Germany, and you will have the opportunity to study that. International food business and consumer studies, and so on. Textiles. We love wearing beautiful clothing, beautiful saris in Mangalore. And if somebody wishes to specialize in that, there is merge technology for resource efficiency, textile trade and technology, textile product refinement, and so much more. And renewable energy with so much wind, rain, sun, so much advantage it could be taken of these natural resources to have a whole profession or a whole career in that. Whether it's wind energy, whether it is solar energy, whether it is rainwater harvesting, or anything more, or MBA in renewables. That's a big thing. Petrochem, energy and environment. Architecture. Architecture shouldn't be left behind. Such beautiful homes that we like to live in now, and with the nice environment. Architecture is now gaining much bigger importance with natural ingredients in place, like landscape architecture, focus just on the lightning design or the green space management, architectural and cultural heritage, advanced architecture with urban design and building construction. So there are so many options in each and every field. We just need to know what we are interested in. Then options even in psychology and English literature and medicine. Medicine has opened up like crazy, and that's so beautiful because you can study neurosciences in sports and exercise or immune cells in inflammation, development, and disease. You know, now with coronavirus that's going on, the kind of people that have been hailed to really on the front line are the immunobiologists and the whole list of such people. So there is a big opportunity if students wish to pursue that, even with medical informatics or biomedical neurosciences. There's also big funding for these kind of subjects. Now, Germany also offers short courses, and you can pick that up as a booster to enhance your whole application package to apply at the German university. Short courses are anywhere from 5 days to 60 days. There are also subjects in law, in blended fields like law and business or international energy and so on, globalization. So I repeat, what I shared with you were the highlights, the unique subject highlights in each and every field, in addition to the normal courses that are always available in those kind of fields. Now, I would also like to highlight, why we would highlight a particular subject or university to our students. For example, University of Mannheim in international relations. It has been awarded the title of Initiative of Excellence. That means a lot of funding. Another university which has specializing in CSR, corporate social responsibility, will offer an internship at UN, United Nations. Or another university with specialization in management has collaboration with hundreds of MNCs and life projects that you would get in that. Some universities might have partnerships with universities in other countries. It could be America, it could be Brazil, it could be any country in the world. And that is very interesting and important. I would like to bring a very important factor into picture, which is the decentralization. What is decentralization? So in India, we have what is called a centralization. You study a particular subject, and then if you don't get admission in some particular university, only then you go to the next best choice. That's not the case at German universities. At German universities, each and every university is at an equal par. They've given the power by the state and the central government to ask what they want from their prospective students in terms of prerequisites, and also have changes made in their own courses that they are going to teach. That makes it a very advantageous opportunity for the students, because let's say you didn't get admission in one university, you have equal another chance at the next university. So it's not a second chance, but another chance. The second big advantage for Indian students is that even if you have done a BSc, your 12 plus 3 is recognized as a bachelor's degree. So, and for engineers, yes, you need to do 12 plus 4. The normal tests that are required for English at the master's level, I know you all speak very good English, but still they would require tests like TOEFL, IELTS, Cambridge, or something like that. Sometimes if your courses are very statistical in nature, then they need GRE or GMAT, but it depends from the university to university and course to course. How much does it how much is it required to live in Germany? So this is the figure issued by the central government of Germany, and they say you need about 853 euros per month to live there as a student. Okay, this is not driving a big luxury car, it's living as a student, and this includes your rent, this includes your new pair of clothes, it also includes watching the new latest Kannada movie there, and everything else. Now, the most important factor for a student to go abroad is the visa. And we know for so many countries, including US, visas are freezed right now. Visas are not being given at all. Number one. Number two, even for other countries, without naming any country, right now visas are a big issue. Right now they're going on a lot of other methods, and those are the practical scenarios that we can see. For Germany, if you get a confirmed admission from a university, your visa will not be a problem. The most important factor that you only need to show is the letter of admission and the cost of living for 1 year for the winter semester now is 10,236 euros a year. That's it. You do not need to show how much land your father has or how much jewelry your mother has. They respect your privacy, and this is the only thing that they require from you: your cost of living for 1 year and the letter of admission from the German university. Now, whether can you do part-time work or not? Yes, in Germany you can do part-time work, and you can do anything. You can work as at McDonald's, you can work at the library, you can even work in a company. And how much can you earn? You can earn 9.19 euros per hour. That's a fantastic amount to earn. So a student can earn on an average of 5.5 lakhs to 11.26 lakhs per year. I repeat, a student can earn from his part-time work 5.5 lakhs to 11.2 lakhs per year. So even if you graduate and study here in India, do you think you're going to get this kind of salary to begin with? No, you're not getting this kind of salary. But in Germany, you will get that only as a part-time student. So you can even fund your own cost of living for the next year and even send money home. The number of students that are registered at Indian universities are increasing. And if you see, these are the snapshots of the campaign logos of various universities, and they respect the Indian students, and that is why there is an Indian in each of the photo of the campaign. Indians can also reach pivotal positions at German institutions. One of the biggest example is the German organization where I was the previous head um, here in India. It's called the Deutsche Akademische Austauschdienst. And now we have another Indian head, Joybrata Mukherjee, at the global headquarters in Bonn in Germany. And one of the very big German companies, which means Uda in India, they make elevators and all of those stuff. The head now is an Indian, Premal Desai. So it's a very proud moment for Indians. There are also a lot of Indo-German startups, and there's a lot of funding that is given to them. And now I would like to bring you to a very important segment as to how we make you prepare for your successful admission in Germany. There are 6 phases that we work on. First, when you register with us as a student, the first and foremost is the research questionnaire. We need to know from you what you're interested in studying, but also what your career goals are and what your life goals are. Once we know that, we do backward engineering and try to bring the most relevant programs for you. Because there are 22,000 programs that are available. Everything is not applicable for you and it should not be applicable for you. So then based on the inputs of phase 1, we make phase 2. Phase 2 is the list of diligently matched universities and the programs that are applicable for you. Which means, let's say there's a student in mechanical engineering. So he'll say, I'm interested in mechanical engineering, mechatronics, robotics, humanoid robotics, and so on. So only those courses that teach that will be given as a list to you in phase 2. Along with that, we also give you the highlights of the university. We also give you whether it's taught in English, how many semesters, the web link, and most importantly, whether it has 100% scholarship, how much scholarship does it have, or if it has fees, or how much fees does he have. And before we send you this phase 2, we do something like a background check of the university, which means all the mothers and fathers that are worried for their own child, for their daughter or son, they should not feel insecure or bad, because here we are doing the complete check of the university, whether it is a renowned university or not, and whether your child can go to that university or not. So this is a very important phase that we do based on the inputs of the phase 1. Just a minute. Then the third is the shortlist of the relevant programs. Here we don't put a gun on your head and we tell you that only select these programs and these universities at the German universities because we are getting some commission. We do not take commission from German university. I repeat, we do not take commission from German university. The reason being, if I took commission, I would only send students where I get commission to that university. No, we keep in mind what is in your best interest, and we only do what is in your best interest and allow you for that. Then phase 4 and phase 5 are very, very important factors. Each of the university in Germany requires about 4 to 5 documents that they need from the student. Now here the student will say, hey, I already have a resume. I have a letter of motivation, which is copy pasted from his friend's letter of motivation and statement of purpose and so on and so forth. All such documents that are copy pasted or Googled and stuff like that will go in the dustbin. Here, what we do at ECS is we custom prepare each of the document for each of the program that you're applying, which means if you're applying to 15 universities, so 5 documents in each university, which means we custom prepare 75 documents for you. This is a short recipe for success. We have an entire editorial team that works on each of the documents. We need a very good editorial team also because we get a lot of assistant professors who do not yet have their PhD. So we also help professors for their PhD and postdoctorate. And then once you get a successful admission, which we are very confident of, we also help you with a visa interview preparation so that you only speak what is required. And out of innocence, you don't speak a lot of other things which is not required at the visa interview. And last but not the least, what we do is something called as intercultural training, which means we prepare you for you to be integrated into a new culture, a new environment. And even if mothers ask us, can I send the rice cooker or whatever, we answer questions to that in this phase. Right? So in nutshell, what we do is transform normal personalities into world-class personalities. That's our job. We're very proud of our quality of work. And then I would like to share with you a few words that a gentleman who has studied in Germany would like to speak to you. And today he's a world-renowned person coming, studied in Germany. Hear him? Is he on?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, is he audible?
No, ma'am, it's not audible.
Okay.
Participants નો બધાનો એક ફોટો લઈને.
I cannot do that.
Okay, if he's not audible, we move on to the next slide. I just wanted to mention to you that this gentleman has studied in Germany and today he's a world-renowned person he attributes his success to his study in Germany. And then the next gentleman from the younger generation, this gentleman has also done his research in Germany. He's a very successful scientist in the US, coming from India. So I wanted to bring in two examples for the students to see what success can do, what success it comes to you when you study in Germany. This student, Pareen Bora, he had been rejected visa for Canada, US multiple times. And then when he came to us, and his father was ready to put in 70, 80 lakhs taking a loan on their flat. But when he came to us, we worked very hard on his case, and then we got admissions for him on an Ivy League German university with one semester in Harvard, and all of this was 100% scholarship. So his parents were very, very grateful that we could bring a phenomenal change in the life of their child. This is another student who was a very, very shy student and worked very hard and did exactly as we told him to do. He's finished his master's and he's registered for a research under a Nobel laureate in Germany. These are the various sessions or the universities that invite me for presentation. This is at St. Joseph, Mangalore in February 2020. And the various awards that I have got and the various stalwarts that I have been with, including Mahesh Shetty from Mangalore. He owns the Shetty tutorials all over India. I've been also awarded the Leadership Award in America. It's a very prestigious award given by the mayor of San Francisco in California. And this is for all the services and the work that I've been doing for so many years. These are the German colleagues of mine that I've taken to my little small village and brought in a lot of funding, even this is to the NGOs in India. And now let's look at an important factor about job opportunity in Germany. After you finish your education, you are allowed to stay for 18 months in Germany just to look out for a job. And if you get a suitable job, you can extend your visa so it becomes a work visa from the student visa. This is the only country in the world that allows such a long time to look out for suitable employment. The various German corporations that are inducting international students, including Indian students. And I've given the brand value of those corporations. So just imagine if it is a close to $50,000 million company, how many people it might be recruiting. So from SAP to Bosch to Audi to DHL to Adidas, Siemens, Allianz Francaise, Nivea, Deutsche Post, Deutsche Bank, Lidl, Knorr, Metro, Bex, Schwarzkopf, Puma Shoes, Kaufland, Auto, Ergo Insurance, Rewe. So in various sectors, there are companies that are recruiting students. Aral, Hip, Ritter Sport Chocolates, Hermes, and so on. So many companies and many more are recruiting Indian students. So jobs should not be an issue. Now let's capitalize whatever we went through. Germany is an accessible market, currently untapped, and a great opportunity for Indian students. इतना पैसा भी नहीं है और quality education. So bang for money. It offers various options for engineering, information technology, but also for commerce students, math students, science students, management students. There are various options at bachelor's level, master's level, PhD level, and English is a medium of instruction. There is opportunity to work in breakthrough areas, free to affordable tuition fees, internship, which is part-time job opportunities, and easy visa, trouble-free visa. Employment opportunities within the European Union. This is the only country that when you graduate from will give you access to total 28 countries to work in the EU immediately. So there are 28 countries in the European Union and you can go anywhere if you find a job. And the same visa is applicable. For other countries, you need a different visa. For this, you need it's the same visa will be applicable and you can travel to 28 countries. And a very friendly and accepting countries for Indian students. How does ECS help? We help you reach your goal. We help you carve a niche for yourself. We help you become a Mickey Mouse from the normal mouse and become a very successful person. And at every step of the way, we are there to help you. How will you get help? If you're interested, you have to write us an email at queries@exponentconsultants.com. When you write an email, make sure you send us your academic resume and your list of questions and your phone number. And the most important thing, when we reply to you, sometimes because you've not added us, it sometimes may reach in the spam mail. Make sure you check your spam mail also. I will repeat, it is queries@exponentconsultants.com. Write to us with your list of questions and also with your academic resume and your phone number. And whatever questions you have, you will be suitably guided in a very step-by-step manner, in a very detailed manner. Yeah, you also have Dinah ma'am that sits here at St. Joseph Engineering College here in Bangalore. She's a very friendly person and she's approachable to all these students. So please contact her. You are also welcome to contact us. So let me now know if you have any other questions. Was it helpful?
Yes,
I only hear Dinah.
very much. Yeah, dear all, thank you for your attention. Now,
Yes, there are MIN courses also. Yeah, somebody asked me, is it possible to study different subjects? Sundeep Gonzalez. Yes, it is possible to different subjects. Please put in your questions. Or the host can unmute the students right now.
a student can use the chat box so that I can read out the questions to you.
One previous question that was asked was about the MIN course. Yes, my friend, there are MIN courses and there are lots of options available within that. Then Sundeep Gonzalez asked me about studying differently, but that's only how much I could read. Yes, you can change your career paths. Please send us an email with all the details. Can I have a master's degree in what? I cannot read it. I'm trying to read. I cannot read your question. Are the courses in English? Yes, all the courses are in English. That is what I repeatedly said in the beginning. There are English medium courses in all the options: engineering, management, sciences, biotechnology. Abha, you wanted to ask something about a what? Aeronautical or what? Oh, yes. Artificial intelligence. If you remember in Industry 4.0 slide that I showed you, there are so many options available in artificial intelligence and the various options in artificial intelligence. Do you have an office in Delhi? Are you from Delhi? Is somebody from Delhi asking this? Are you from Delhi? Yes, we have an office. There is another. Jelson, you had a question? Before that, I'll take up another question. Do you need to know German to integrate in the society? Yes. To get the right kind of bread and go to the right kind of restaurant. Questions? It's not coming up in my feed. Yeah. Shohadria Chattopadhyay. Connect to us. Yes. Then any other question? I think sometimes if you're shy to ask in a group setting, you're most welcome to write into us at queries@exponentconsultants.com. Right?
Yeah, there is a question. Is it possible to study different SEMs in other Central countries?
Come again with the question.
Hello?
Yes, what's the question?
Is it possible to study different SEMs in other Central countries?
Different what? I did not understand the question. Jelson Delmeida. What's the question? Let me check. Since I've not understood the question, I don't know. New messages. Okay, Mohammed Afreed. Do electronics and communication have good scope? Very, very good scope. Especially now after what has happened internationally. We need electronic and communication specialists because everything is going online. Yes. Dinah ma'am, can you repeat your question, please? I couldn't hear the second half of the question. Can we be transfer students? From where? Within Germany or different countries? Okay, University of Hanisha. See, you are asking a very general question for the whole university. Can you please connect to us for this particular question? Because we will need to get into these specifics without just giving you a general answer. I believe in giving you the most accurate, latest, and the correct answer. So Hanisha Sheni, please connect to us. I want to do masters in
You want to do masters in data science, Chattopadhyay ji. So please give us your academic resume for us to see what is your basic qualification at the bachelor's level with the grades and what exactly you wish to do within the bigger frame of data sciences. And then we can let you know about the extracurriculars and leadership positions. Yeah. What is the minimum German language requirement? Mohammed Afreed. Mohammed Afreed, if the course is in English, you do not need German language qualification at all. You just need to know the German to integrate into the country. But if the course is in English, they do not ask any German qualification from you. How do we avail scholarships? So this scholarship in Germany is inbuilt part of the course system. So if you remember the 6 phases that I taught, I spoke to you about that we go through, once we come at phase 3 and we've understood the choices that you wish to, what choices you wish to go ahead, in phase 4 we will elaborate in great detail of the shortlist programs that you have shortlisted, the scholarship and everything, and we help you through it. So far, lot of our students have got a very strong and big scholarship. And even if students don't ask us, we first make sure that we are able to give him or her 100% scholarship. What makes a good profile at the university? What makes a good profile? A combination of a lot of things. And that is why we want you to send in your academic resume with all the details and your career goals. Give it to us, send it to us. It goes to our evaluation team. It evaluates based on what you wish to do for your masters. And then accordingly we evaluate. Sometimes if you're going in for a management program, then there are different requirements. If you're going in for a very technical program, there are different requirements. Shohadria Chattopadhyay, I anticipate receiving your academic resume in detail. Please send it to us and we'll connect to you. And once we get your email, and then when you have more questions, we also conduct personalized counseling session for each and every student.
Ma'am,
Yes.
there is a question. Is it possible to study different SEMs in other Schengen countries?
Schengen countries. Okay, that depends because Germany is at a higher platform. So if you want to transfer, depends on the accreditation of the university, the course in picture, and whether it is recognized or not. So we need to see which country and which university you're vying for. But in general, yes, it is possible, but still it requires a lot of specifics.
Yeah. Do electronics and communication have good scopes?
I answered that and I will again speak about it. Considering the recent pandemic that we had and that everything is going in the e-media, everybody needs an electronic and communication specialist right now. So not just IT, but also the communication specialist. Yeah, so it has great scope.
In Germany, we study in a university, and after my graduation, does that college offer campus selection or campus drive?
Come again with the question, ma'am.
In Germany, we study in a university, and after my graduation, does that college offer campus selection or campus drive?
That's a very good question. The answer to that is uh,
The professors that come to teach at the German universities, you know what is a very big qualification required from these professors? They need to have worked in the corporates or the industry. So when they come to the university, they bring their whole ecosystem, which also means that when it is time for you to graduate or you have just graduated, the professor, so not just you get campus placement, but the professor also personally recommends you to the industry. Let's say you worked very well and you have been a very good student, you've done all your assignments in the 2 years, and even if your grades are a little up and down, the professor also gives a personal recommendation in addition to having the campus options, campus placement options. So yes, it is possible.
Next question, how do we avail scholarships?
I've answered this question, but I will repeatedly answer this. These scholarships are inbuilt into the program. So we come to know of this and more depending on the shortlist that you have done in phase 3. So if you remember, I showed you all the 6 phases that we do for each and every student that registers with us. So phase 1 is the inputs that we need from you, the field inputs that you wish to study in Germany. The phase 2 is all the relevant programs in Germany that are available and applicable for you and recognized. Then based on the shortlist that you do, we will elaborate that in phase 4 and also elaborate on the scholarship component that you can avail of. So scholarship that we traditionally know of is different in Germany. There is inbuilt component at the university itself. And sometimes there is an external scholarship, like let's say from a Catholic organization. So it depends on the city that you're in and so on and so forth. So we will let you know in specific which city and so on and so forth, or sometimes it's from a political party, Christian Democratic Party or whichever. So we let you know about that. Because they also have their agenda, whether they want to promote which field of students for this year or which branch or things like that. And that changes year after year.
Is German language is necessary while applying the...
I have answered all these questions. I think you're reading from the list. I've answered all these questions. German language is not necessary if your courses are in English. No, it's not required.
Okay, I think we'll wind up. Yes, all students got their queries answered. Yes, thank you for the wonderful information, ma'am.
Thank you for organizing it at St. Joseph, so students from all over Mangalore can attend it.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Students, there is Dinah Monterio sitting at St. Joseph in Mangalore, and we are here available. Please send us your email with academic resume, your list of questions. You will be very promptly guided in a very systematic manner.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Hello.
Yes, I appreciate.
Yeah, thank you, participants, for attending this webinar. I hope you got all the doubts and queries. Thank you. Thank you all.